mentioned that you went to prison. I don't want to say the wrong. You went to jail or you went to prison?
No, I went to the joint prison.
In high school?
Yeah.
Since that's past you, can you go into what led to that situation?
Yeah, I was at a carnival. I had just got me some cardiacs. And I was at a carnival. When we was at the carnival, we was getting ready to leave. And at the time we was getting ready to leave, I had fell behind because I was talking to somebody and my man was walking in front of me. So it looked like I was by myself. And when I was leaving, I'm catching back up to him. I'm seeing two people. One coming from over here and one coming from over there. They probably, like 10, 15 feet away from me. But they coming like they angling, like they about to, like they look like they angling at me. You know what I'm saying? Like they trying to corner me and some shit at the same time. And these two niggas that I seen earlier, they was together at the carnival. So I know these niggas together. And I see one of them come from over here, one of them come from over there. So, you know what I mean? This Michigan, it's just silly shit go down. Like, niggas snatching cardiac glass. So I'm thinking the niggas about to try to pull a snatch and grab on me. You know what I mean? So soon as one of the niggas got close enough, I up burner on him. You know what I mean? Fuck you think this is, nigga? You trying to ride me? You know what I mean? But some shit happened. You know what I mean? We jumped in the car. I caught up with my people. Jumped in the car, we pulled off. When we pulled off, I noticed they chasing behind the car. So when they chasing behind the car, I don't know if they went and got a pistol or something. I'm thinking they chasing behind the car and they trying to light this bitch up. I'm telling my mans and them like, duck, hurry up and get the fuck on. I'm thinking these niggas about to shoot the whole time. They chasing the car, writing the license plate number down. Yeah, they called the police on me. That's when I ended up going to jail for 6 years from out of high school.
Did you jump the gun in that situation? Do you know for a fact that they was gonna try to snatch your car?
Yeah, them niggas on some bullshit, man. But,
you say you saw them earlier. Did you feel like some tension earlier?
No, I just know they was together earlier. You know what I'm saying? I don't forget the face. I see them again. I know they the same niggas that was together earlier. Feel like them niggas trying to corner me.
So what exactly did you get charged with and sentenced for?
They charged me for robbing them niggas. Yeah. They charged me with assault, armed robbery. I guess they got hit upside the head with the gun. I don't know. I think the nigga was just moving too fast and he hit himself. That's some shit. I don't know. But, hey, assault, robbery, you know what I mean? Hey, charged me with, got me 6 years. I did this shit, not 6 years like, and then you get good time or some shit like that, like 6 years and then they suspended and you do probation and no, I did 6 years in prison.
Damn, straight.
Yeah, straight.
Man, you said it in a song that in prison they called you Rambo.
Yeah.
I mean, if people familiar with the movie, they know what Rambo was about. Like, how did you get that name in prison?
I mean, shit, just young and dumb for real.
You was wild enough.
Young and wild. Mad I'm in this motherfucker. When, you know what I mean? There's a lot of young tough niggas in this bitch. I'm trying to show them I'm the toughest of the young niggas. You know what I mean? So and all the niggas start calling me Rambo. Cause shit, I was working motherfuckers. I was working them motherfuckers, but it was just some prison shit. That's how I got my nickname for prison. They ain't call me Rambo in the streets. They started calling me that when I got to the joint. That was my nickname when I went to jail.
Did you like experience a lot of issues in there as far as like going to the box and all that?
Yeah, I went to the hole a couple times.
Yeah, I said the box. Yeah, the hole. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the hole. I went to the hole for assault a couple times. I went to the hole for just regular fighting a couple times. You know what I mean?
That add on to your time?
No, it ain't add on to me. They could have flopped me when I seen the parole board. But in Michigan, before you get ready to go see the parole board, at least like a year before you're ready to go, sometimes a year and a half, you start calming down. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have no tickets or no bullshit in your file too close to when you see the parole board, so they, you know what I'm saying, look at you like, oh, you still wilding in this bitch. You want to look like you've been in this bitch, cool, doing your time, doing what you're supposed to, ready to go home. Sure. So when it was about a year and a half before I seen the parole board, I was chilling, and then I was like, you know what I mean? I don't want no John Gotti or nothing like that, but shit, I had my way in that bitch. Me and my niggas had our way in that bitch. So if I was trying to chill, niggas knew what it was. Nigga, they won't let nobody fuck that up for me. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Nigga on some bullshit. And I can't get away with handling that nigga and his bullshit, and somebody gonna handle that nigga and his bullshit. But I mean, niggas knew what they was up against. Though. Niggas weren't just playing with niggas, because they wanted to. And I was ready to chill and go home. I chilled and went home. That's what it was.
Sure. What's like one of the roughest days or the roughest nights you had in there that you can remember? Were you a father when you were in there? Did you already have like?
No, not that time. Not that time.
So what was like some?
The roughest day probably I had went to the hole for smuggling.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on a visit, and I guess they thought I was trying to smuggle some dope in. They ain't never get the dope for me, you know what I mean? But they was charging me was trying to smuggle some dope in. So they had put me in the hole. First they put me in a dry cell, turned all the water off. So whenever I wanted to take a shit, I had to call them so they could flush the toilet after I shit it. I mean, I could shit. If I wanted the toilet flush, I had to knock on the door, tell the guards to use the shit on the other side of the door to flush the toilet because I couldn't have access to the water. So they locked me in a dry cell for like 3 days and wouldn't let me flush the toilet unless I had permission to, trying to see if I shitted some balloons out, some dope balloons or whatever. But they ain't never get nothing. They took me out the dry cell. But they kept me in the hole for like 3 months after that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in the hole, you know, your last time eating is gonna be at like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon. You don't eat again until like 5:30 in the morning. So you have to hide food, because if they catch you with some food, they're going to write you a ticket, they're going to put you on food loaf. Meaning they're going to mix all your shit together, and they're going to bake it, and they're going to give you a food loaf. They're going to mix your vegetables with your bread, with your milk, and they're going to put all that shit, and they're going to bake it, and they're going to give you a food loaf if you get in trouble in the hole. So you can't get caught with food, but if you want to eat, you got to hide food, because you can't buy no food from the commissary in the hole. So you got to hide food in your drawers. When you go to the shower, you come every 2 days to take you to the shower. You got to take your shit in your drawers, and like that little pocket. You gotta take that shit to the shower with you so you don't get, cause they gonna shake your cell down when you in the shower and see what's in that bitch. So you gotta take your shit with you to the shower. Try not to get it wet. Bring it back with you just so you don't be hungry at night. You know what I'm saying? So after about 90 days of that shit, that was my worst time in prison, doing that shit. You feel me? But it wasn't no just one day. It was just that time in the hole.
Any kids watching this, you hear from the horse's mouth, man. Don't go to prison. Don't go to jail.
Yeah, that shit ain't it.
Cause you know it's glamorized by a lot of people, especially in the rap game. Like you earn stripes for going behind.
Yeah, they want you to be gangster and goofy at the same time. You can't be gangster and real. They want you to be gangster and goofy, and then they'll promote that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be a real motherfucker that's a gangster with a story to tell. You know what I'm saying? And still moving like that. They want you to do some dumb shit. And then use that content to catapult your ass into the industry. You know what I mean?
You ain't with that, huh?
No, I ain't with that. If it gotta come like that, I probably never be mainstream. You hear me? But I know some niggas that still gonna listen to me regardless. Yeah. You know.
I mean, so you don't talked about like the hustling. Obviously, what led you to prison was quote unquote some street related stuff in so many words. Well, it was a legal act. I'll just say that. You know what I'm saying? What you got sentenced for, but. Prior to that, I mean, you rocking the blue right now. You got the Crenshaw jacket. You know, if I did I have the footage in there. You got the blue chucks on. Were you affiliated, man? Was you playing for the blue team before you went in prison, or is that something that you joined while you was locked up?
No, that wasn't no prison shit. You know what I mean? We had that team in the hood long before prison days. Niggas was it was definitely a little Pop Warner squad in the hood before prison, you know, the blue team. But, you know, it just be like that, bro. It's like, this is black culture, you know what I'm saying? And some shit might start in California, but the way the culture work, if it's some real dominant shit going on, you know what I'm saying, like it was going on in LA, you can't expect that not to spread to other parts of the country with black people, and you got people that's from there spread to other parts of the country than they black people. You know what I'm saying? Like I hear a lot of people talk about the politics like, oh, that's a neighborhood in California. How you that? That's the block in Cali. So how's y'all that out here? You know what I'm saying? It ain't necessarily so much about that. You know what I'm saying? That just be an affiliation. You know what I mean? But as you feel me, you programming, then that's your affiliation. So even though you in Michigan, if you programming with the 60s, then that's your affiliation. You rolling 60, you know what I'm saying? You just in Michigan. You know what I mean? So that's how some from that represent one block can represent in another hood. You know what I'm saying? But I just be homies came from California and just ended up in my hood, fucking people in my hood, and then shit just started from there. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. I mean, even saying that has your hood experienced any indictments, anything? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna even say, because it ain't like that shit just took off took over my whole hood, but it was just specific niggas that was affiliated with specific niggas. You know what I'm saying? And then that little circle, you know what I mean? Just that little circle, you know what I'm saying, was programming, but it ain't like they just, the whole instant just became, you know what I'm saying, affiliated with that shit. But no, my clique ain't never experienced no indictments, but some of the homies that came, some of the homies that was fucking with the niggas that had came through, they went through some shit. They went through their own little shit, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't had nothing to do with us, you know what I'm saying? We was little homies at the time, and then we just don't be on that shit anyways to don't get indicted. Like we don't be doing shit. We be rapping. For sure.
I know this is we in Michigan right now. I know how they give it up in Cali. They real serious about that banging. But is it like that? Because it's Bloods, you know, in Michigan, you know, so on and so forth. But do y'all get along? Is it more so like if you got issues with a certain person versus a certain block or a certain set?
No, man, ain't no gang wars.
Ain't no gang politics.
Ain't no gang politics. At the end of the day, this still Michigan, and it's the murder man, and money still run this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So all that gang politics, you ain't about to see too many gang wars up here like that. Like niggas are dead, that shit. And it might be more personal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because a nigga got a tune with a nigga from over here, and it might be some more personal shit, you know what I'm saying, where it might jump off, but it ain't not because a nigga in no gang, or you this gang and I'm that gang, so we, you know what I'm saying, it is some personal shit that happened, and a nigga will be dealing with that personal shit, but niggas ain't up here in Michigan starting no gang wars. It ain't even that type of atmosphere.
Nah, for sure. I mean, the last thing about the gang, man, like I mentioned, you got the Crenshaw, you know, jacket on, and you were part of the same set, from what I understand, that Nipsey represented. Is that like one of your influences, or you more so just showing support, showing love?
I know, I fuck with Nip for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain people I listen to music I listen to because it's game in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to just listen and just be entertained. I like to listen and make a nigga, it spark a nigga membrane. You know what I'm saying? And Nip was one of the homies that did that. I listened to him. And some shit he'd say, and it'd set my motherfucking thoughts in motion, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I like to do that shit when I rap. I don't just like to talk, I want to say some shit that'll spark a nigga brain in motion, you feel me? So at the end of the day, yeah, all this shit fun and games are cool entertainment, but you got to be able to live in this world right now and keep up with the times, you know what I'm saying? So I like to spark some shit that'll make a nigga keep up with the times, you feel me? I don't like to just entertain a motherfucker.